Check it out today. Use your program to promote yourself, your business, or someone else's business. Call Lola Jean, the broadcast queen, 727-510-7622. That's 510-7622. Call Lola Jean now to check out your Tan Talk Network program. In addition to network radio, we'll stream your program in audio and video all over the world. Call Lola Jean now, 727-510-7622. Call today. Your network one-hour program can start tomorrow. Broadcast your message in audio and video on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Don't turn it off now. You need this stuff. Tampa Bay's
Tan Talk Sports Network. You're now in the Sports Web, a sports talk show for the hardcore fan. Bring your passion, bring your excitement, just don't bring any nonsense. Good afternoon and welcome to the only FM sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area. On Saturday afternoons from 3 to 6 on the Tan Talk Sports Network. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blick, along with Sean, the Sports Don, who runs out of the smoke when he wants to, obviously. What can you say about last night's game? I don't know what you say. Bad pitching? Bad defense? Actually, a close game when Chris Archer left. Wasn't a great, not the best start, but not bad. I mean, you're only down by one run. And then the bullpen and the wheels just fall off of this team. 15-5 to Baltimore, who's terrible. They're one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball. In fact, if you think about it, the Tampa Bay Rays have lost some terrible games in that ballpark this year. In May, they got squashed 17-1. And last night, they got squashed 15-5. Probably say the Baltimore Ravens played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because we will be talking about football today after that shellacking last night. Oh, yeah. Memo to Kevin Cash. Carlos Gomez has officially retired as a pitcher. 2 balks, 4 walks. Just terrible. An 81 ERA. So we'll talk about your Tampa Bay Rays from last night. I joke about it. They are very competitive. And I was telling Sean off the air, I'm really happy with what they're doing. I really am. I think I was wrong about this team. They've been competitive. They made some trades this week. So we'll get into that, see how that's worked out for them. Give you my analysis of that. Look ahead. Who could be next? Could it be Chris Archer? Could it be Hesperia? Denny Hesperia at shortstop? You got to see what you got here in Willie Adames, don't you? Who was not good last night on both ends, offensively and defensively. So we'll talk about your Tampa Bay Rays. We'll also talk about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Leo Haggerty at 3:30. Get into it with him. See what's going on in training camp as it has started a couple days ago. We'll be out there tomorrow. The Sports Web will be representing, and I want to get a look at some things. But, of course, the main story is finally Jameis Winston speaks. I want to know what you fans think. Was it good enough? Was it a good enough apology? Because what I hear around the Tampa Bay area is, you know, he wasn't contrite enough. He didn't apologize enough. He was upset. Of course he's going to be upset. He's missing the first 3 games of the year. What do you expect from the guy? You think the guy's going to go in there and say unicorns, lollipops, and rainbows? He's a competitor. He wants to play. So we'll talk about Jameis Winston and his comments. We'll talk about training camp with Leo Haggerty of Night Sports Productions. Former coach, scout, and now media member. We'll be out there tomorrow. Also want to get into around the NFL as we've got signings and we still got holdouts. The Rams, I guess they're not going to ever sign Aaron Donald because they decided to sign another player not named Aaron Donald and Todd Gurley. Get into that situation a little bit. How does that affect the running back market? Drama and Big D. It's just like the television show from the 80s. All kinds of drama surrounding the Dallas Cowboys with Dez Bryant and Jerry Jones. I feel like we should just play the theme from Dallas when we talk about the Dallas Cowboys. So much drama. And not only is it on the field, but of course it's off the field with Jerry Jones once again stepping into it with the anthem stuff. So we'll get into that. Also want to talk about the NBA, which again has also become drama with Kevin Durant. It's not been a very good week for Kevin Durant. We'll talk with Chris Parker, author or NBA insider at 4:30, as he wants to delve into some of the signings by the Houston Rockets and the Orlando Magic with an unexpected move. Baseball trades going on. Everything is out on the table. Football, baseball, basketball. It's the evolution of sports talk radio. We give you your own walk-up music. We let you call in twice, and we don't hang up on you like those other sports talk shows do. 727-441-3000 or 866-826-1340. If you're listening online, tantalknetwork.com, tantalk1340.com. And, of course, if you got one of those handy-dandy smartphones, make sure you download the TuneIn Radio app. Look at the Tan Talk Radio Network to hear this show, along with all the fine shows on this radio station. So lots of drama to talk about today in both leagues and football. I think it's only about 5 days away until we get to see our first preseason action. Are you ready for football? Are you ready to stop talking about baseball? Although the Rays, again, have been competitive, but I don't know about you. I'm ready to talk about football. I'm ready to see what Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to do in camp, because from everything that I'm reading right now, he's connecting deep on passes. He looks good. Looks like he's ready. Of course, he's receiving all the first team reps because he's going to be your starter. I want to see the competitions that are going on in camp. I want to see all this because only in a couple weeks you're going to have your first preseason game. And then after that, football is going to be right around the corner. So I don't know about you. We'll be talking about NFL football today. We want to do it. We could do it without you, but we'd rather have you on the show, as we call it, the evolution of sports talk radio on Saturday afternoons on the Tan Talk Sports Network. So last night's game, Carlos Gomez, not a pitcher, not much of a hitter either this year. So, it was a bad game last night. Definitely want to hear from you Rays fans. See what you think about what they've done this week with their trades, and basically the same record as they had last year. So I think they kind of know what they're doing at this point. And of course, we'll be on Facebook Live here, as we always are, at the Tan Talk Sports Network. We're getting your texts and everything like that. So I'll tell you what, let's take a break. And then when we come back, we'll talk about your Tampa Bay Rays and the game last night, that 15-5 shellacking by one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball, and the Baltimore Orioles. All right, when we come back on the evolution of Sports Talk Radio on Saturday afternoons from 3 to 6 on the Tan Talk Sports Network, it's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Sean the Sports Don. We'll be back. Are you tired of not being able to buy that new house or car, or have debt that seems like it will never end? Then you need to contact Financial Education Services. They have credit professionals that will be able to fix your credit as soon as 45 to 90 days. That's right, 45 to 90 days. So what are you waiting for? Give yourself the chance to control your own income by having financial opportunity, stability, and freedom. Contact Financial Education Services and ask for James or Mindy at 813-297-7765. Financial Education Services, empowering you to change your life, and tell them the Sports Web sent you. You get a special promotion. Are you tired of being on the side of the road? Do you not want to pay high prices for for high-quality tires? Then get out to Prime Time Tires new and used tire sales. They have 10% off of single tire purchases, 15% off a purchase of 2 tires, and 20% off a purchase of 3 or more tires. So if you're tired of paying high prices for tires, then get out to Prime Time Tires, 3011 Alternate 19 North in Palm Harbor, and tell them the Sports Web sent you. You get 20% off your purchase. Check out Rizzoli's Pizza newest location in Clearwater. TVs everywhere to watch your favorite sports, and of course, giant slices of New York-style pizza half off from 2 to 3 and 9 to 12 p.m. while supplies last. And remember, they have calzones, strombolis, and wings. Rizzoli's Pizza, 2340 State Road 580 in Clearwater. And tell them the Sports Web sent you. You get 10% off your purchase. Rizzoli's Pizza, home of the half-off slice. Sadly, more than 250,000 Tampa Bay area veterans lack vital dental services through the Veterans Administration. Many of these same vets have been suffering with excruciating dental pain for years. The Smile Fake Veterans Community Dental Clinic, located in Newport Richey, is bridging the gap by putting smiles back on our veterans' faces. You can help. Your donation to Smile Face says thank you for your service to our wonderful vets. To give, visit www.smilefate.org or call 727-807-7958 Monday through Friday between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Again, that website is www.smilefate.org or call 727-807-7958. Your valuable contribution will bless a veteran with the priceless gift of a smile, better health, and a renewed hope. All donations are tax deductible, and volunteer dental professionals are needed and always appreciated. Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Then contact Sky Blue Web Design. A website not only gives your business credibility, but it also gives the impression that your company is on to bigger and better things. If you want to be successful, get a website, and the only way to do that is contact Sky Blue Web Design. It has logo design, social media optimization, and also search engine optimization. Contact Jim Scala and mention this ad, and you receive an additional 25% off the already reasonable prices. Sky Blue Web Design. Remember, if you want that 25% discount, call Jim at 727-232-4401 or www.skybluewebdesign.com, because the sky is the limit.
Almost every home in Florida needs new windows and doors, and I can help you with that. My name is Lou Dieter, and I work for ArmorTech Windows and Doors. We're at 1872 North Hercules in Clearwater. The number there at the shop is 727-447-3789. All of our products come with a lifetime warranty on the product itself and the labor behind it. So call and ask for Lou Dieter at 727-447-3789 and ArmorTech. That's Florida's window and door professionals.
Do you want a family-friendly sports bar with a neighborhood feel? Then check out Clearwater's newest bar, Average Joe's. But don't let the name fool you. There's nothing average about Joe's, where prices are second to none for food and where games, beer, and wine are always on tap, including the Bucs Punch. Watch your favorite teams at Average Joe's because there are TVs everywhere you look, including the ginormous 120-inch projection TV right across from the bar. After looking around, there isn't a bad seat in the house. So get back to the neighborhood, Average Joe's. 5858 Roosevelt Boulevard in Clearwater, and tell them the Sports Web sent you.
Don't turn it off now. You need this stuff. Tampa Bay's
Tan Talk Sports Network.
Joseph, the pitch. Here's a swing that sharply is found to short, down to one knee. Scoop it up as Adames. His throw is, my goodness, about 5 feet over the head of Jake Bowers. And that's going to be an error on Willie Adames.
Yep, that pretty much opened the floodgates last night for the Rays, just not to look good at all as they lose to the Baltimore Orioles. Welcome back to the only FM sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area on Saturday afternoons from 3 to 6 on the Tan Talk Sports Network. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Sean, the Sports Don. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great, brother. What's going on with you?
Oh, a lot of great things to talk about today. We got your Tampa Bay Rays. You got Tampa Bay Bucs. I mean, I put it all out there. NFL drama, NBA drama. I mean, I know you're a drama queen. You love drama on Saturday afternoons. Everybody does.
Come on, man.
727
No, don't put me in there.
3000.
And I've never been a queen, sir.
I'm just joking with you. 727-441-3000 or 866-826-1340 if you're listening online. TanTalkNetwork.com, TanTalk1340.com, and of course, if you got one of those handy-dandy smartphones, make sure you download the TuneIn Radio app. Look at the TanTalk Radio Network to hear the show, along with all the fine shows on this radio station now on VH2, 13.5 million homes out in Atlanta, and on Roku, on the IRN network. Thank you very much, Mike Peter, for putting us on there, and of course, all the 5 radio stations on this station Saturday afternoon. So, they lose to the Baltimore Orioles 15-5. And I don't know about you, but if Carlos Gomez ever pitches again, somebody should be fired. I mean, that was atrocious. But I tell you right now, and I told you this off air, and I said it through my monologue, I really am impressed with what they've done.
I'm so glad
I
you
really
said, because I text you, make sure you have to say that out loud, because you've been beating the Rays up pretty much all season. So you have to rectify it now. I'm going to give you an opportunity, to revitalize your image. So go right ahead.
I already did. I already said that I'm very pleasantly surprised. I never saw it coming. I think they've done a good job so far. They had the same record as they did last year with getting rid of Souza and Dickerson. I didn't like it at the time. Still not a fan of it, but I understand it. I understand it if these guys are going to play, and I would not be surprised with Tuesday's Major League Baseball deadline that they make some more deals, namely Chris Archer, because look, starting pitching like Archer, and say whatever you want to, not a winning record with the Rays, all-star appearances, he's had all the potential in the world, but there's going to be a team out there that could get desperate. And it could be very well the New York Yankees. And if the Yankees are willing to give you prospects, if the San Diego Padres are willing to give you prospects, then you have to make that deal for the future.
I don't know. The way I look at Archer, the Rays are asking for a lot, and as they should be asking for a lot. You're talking about a young man who's on a contract that is so team-friendly. I mean, Jesus, he's under contract until 2021. You have him under control for 2021, and you have a team-friendly contract, and you're talking about a guy who could potentially develop into an ace. We've been waiting on it, but he hasn't happened, but he has that type of stuff. So the Rays are going to ask for a lot. Is anyone willing to pay what the Rays are asking? That's going to remain to be seen. I don't think the Rays are as excited to get rid of him, especially when you're talking about the type of injuries we've already had to our pitching staff this year. Maybe if Honeywell was up here pitching, maybe if I can't think of the guy's name right now, maybe he was pitching
Jose De Leon.
If he was pitching up here as well, then the price may not be as high, but the Rays understand what they're looking at right now, and they're commanding a lot for him. And to get him, you're going to have to give up a lot. Which team is going to step up to? I don't think the Rays are really in a rush to trade Chris Archer. Again, he's under control till 2021, guys.
Well, this may be the best time to trade him. 727-441-3000.
Yeah, but they're asking a lot, though.
Well, they're going to be asking for a lot. That's what I'm saying.
So when you're
and
asking,
there may be a desperate team out there.
But when you're asking for that much, what you're telling everybody is we don't necessarily want to trade him unless you give us the farm. And I don't know if anybody's willing to give them a farm, especially a team that's in contention right now, or especially a team that maybe next year will be in contention. Are you really to give up the farm for this one guy? I don't know. And that's what the Rays are doing. That's why I don't think they are in the again, I'm not in the front office. I don't know. But I don't know if they're really all that gung-ho about trading Chris Archer. But again, everybody's on the table. You're going to listen to any
I think
offer.
if I can pronounce his name.
Hechavarria
gets traded because Willy Adames.
He's going to get traded.
And you have to see what you have with Adames. Last night, not very good offensively, not being able to lay the bunt down, and then defensively with the throws. So again, you have to give him playing time because he is your future. You can see it. I mean, he's made some good plays, but play last night really cost the Rays. There's a lot of plays in that game last night that cost the Rays. Going back,
when you lose 15-5, it's not one play that cost you.
Right, but that opened the floodgates there. And then the bullpen, didn't help out the situation with Austin Pruitt.
15-5.
Right. Well, Carlos Gomez, your favorite pitcher, who, by the way, says that this was a great opportunity, is a good experience. Well, a good experience was terrible if you're a Rays fan, and maybe if you're an Orioles fan, it was a good experience. Listen to this line: 9 straight balls, 2 balks, 5 batters faced, 3 runs, 4 walks. Excuse me. Yeah, 3 straight balls, 4 walks, 21 pitches, 4 strikes out of all that, an 81 ERA. So, yikes. Ugly.
Sometimes you don't have it.
Well, he didn't have it at all. He never needs to pitch again. And I get it. The situation called for it. It got out of control. He doesn't need to pitch again. Bullpen overtaxed. You lose to one of the worst teams in Major League in baseball and the Baltimore Orioles. Let's go out to the phone lines. We call it the evolution, and this is why. Rob from Clearwater, what's on your mind? You're leading off on the sports web.
Yeah, Pete and Sean, you guys going to try out for the Rays as a pitcher?
Well, we would probably be better off than Gomez last night.
No, they don't want my
Right.
they don't want my 60 miles an
Your
hour
noodle arm?
fastball. Yeah, they don't need that.
You didn't like to see Jesus Sucre pitch last night with this 82 mile per hour heater there?
My athletic days are done.
Hey, Sean, the sports done. How about this Washington-Baltimore Arena Football Game championship tonight? Don't forget to watch it, 7 o'clock.
I'm glad you brought it up and let the fans know it's something to watch at 7 o'clock. Myself, I didn't even know that was going on. So, I mean,
At
that's
4
great.
o'clock, you got Canadian Football League.
Well, I mean, think about it now. We don't have the Storm anymore, so I have definitely not followed arena football. But the fact that you know about it, Rob, that is a great thing. And tell the fans again what time and who's playing tonight.
The Washington Valor and Baltimore Brigade at 7 o'clock tonight.
So all you arena football fans, you got a national championship game going on tonight.
Not a national championship game. It's a
whatever, the
world
Super Bowl.
arena football.
Arena Super Bowl
Arena Bowl
is going on tonight.
Back me up there, Pete.
Yeah, absolutely, Rob. As always, you bring it on
great
Saturday
show today,
afternoons. The obscure stylings of Mr. Rob from Clearwater. Use that second call. 727.
The Mega Bowl.
That's not the Mega Bowl.
You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. I love that movie.
Yes,
That's great.
yes.
Yeah, semi-pro.
Watch the Mega Bowl
Mega
tonight.
Bowl, yes. 727-441-3000 or 866-826-1340 if you're listening online. TanTalkNetwork.com, TanTalk1340.com, and of course, if you got one of those handy-dandy smartphones, make sure you download the TuneIn Radio app. Look at the Tan Talk Radio Network to hear this show, along with all the fine shows on this radio station. A couple minutes away, we'll have our Buccaneer insider, Leo Haggerty. Why is he the new Buccaneer insider? I just want to salute Rick Brown. Rick Brown got a great opportunity. He's not really covering the Bucs right now. He may be eventually, but he got a great opportunity. Loved him being a part of the sports web. Like I said, always, Rick Brown is the DNA of the sports web. And what that means is straight, no chaser. He brings it. Leo's going to do it. Everybody that we bring on this program. But I just want to salute Mr. Buzz,
are the DNA,
Rick Brown.
Brother. But we can salute Mr. Rick Brown.
I'm saluting
He
Rick
added
Brown.
to the DNA.
Because I tell you
He
right now,
fit the
Rick
DNA.
Brown knew me back when I first started out. He's seen the growth. He saw the evolution.
I knew Rick Brown, 2010?
I think so. We go back a
2010.
long time. We're a bunch of old farts around here. That's what we do, man. We're real old. We're getting better, though, with time. And I tell you who else is getting better. It's Leo Haggerty. It's getting better on Saturday afternoons from 3 to 6 on the Tan Talk Sports Network.
Did he change his music is what I'm hearing?
No. We're gonna go to break.
Oh.
And then when we come back.
I was about to say, I
come
really
back-
got to hang out with him now. I'm hearing him.
Well,
One nation
yes.
under a groove.
Absolutely, man.
Leo, we got to hang out, brother.
I think that's him right there. Tell you what, let's go to break. And then when we come back, we'll have our new Buck Insider, Mr. Leo Haggerty of Night Sports Productions, telling you the latest from Buccaneer Training Camp on the evolution of Sports Talk Radio on Saturday afternoons from 3 to 6 on the Tan Talk Sports Network. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Sean, the Sports Dog.
I'm in the building.
We'll be back.
Because my funk is the best, coming from the west. Kicking them hips, preoccupied, dedicated to the preservation motion of hips. Hitting them dips, seeing these skips, but I'm straight. As I box rock skate, now I'm close to that. If it's rough, make the girl say, do that stuff, do that stuff. But you.
Are you tired of not being able to buy that new house or car, or have debt that seems like it will never end? Then you need to contact Financial Education Services. They have credit professionals that will be able to fix your credit as soon as 45 to 90 days. That's right, 45 to 90 days. So what are you waiting for? Give yourself the chance to control your own income by having financial opportunity, stability, and freedom. Contact Financial Education Services and ask for James or Mindy at 813-297-7765. Financial Education Services, empowering you to change your life, and tell them the Sports Web sent you. You get a special promotion. Are you tired of being on the side of the road? Do you not want to pay high prices for high-quality tires? Then get out to Prime Time Tires new and used tire sales. They have 10% off of single tire purchases, 15% off a purchase of 2 tires, and 20% off a purchase of 3 or more tires. So if you're tired of paying high prices for tires, then get out to Prime Time Tires, 3011 Alternate 19 North in Palm Harbor, and tell them the Sports Web sent you. You get 20% off your purchase. Check out Rizzoli's Pizza newest location in Clearwater. TVs everywhere to watch your favorite sports, and of course, giant slices of New York-style pizza half off from 2 to 3 and 9 to 12 p.m. while supplies last. And remember, they have calzones, strombolis, and wings. Rizzoli's Pizza, 2340 State Road 580 in Clearwater. And tell them the Sports Web sent you. You get 10% off your purchase. Rizzoli's Pizza, home of the half-off slice. Sadly, more than 250,000 Tampa Bay area veterans lack vital dental services through the Veterans Administration. Many of these same vets have been suffering with excruciating dental pain for years. The Smile Fake Veterans Community Dental Clinic, located in Newport Richey, is bridging the gap by putting smiles back on our veterans' faces. You can help. Your donation to Smile Face says thank you for your service to our wonderful vets. To give, visit www.smilefate.org or call 727-807-7958 Monday through Friday between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Again, that website is www.smilefate.org or call 727-807-7958. Your valuable contribution will bless a veteran with the priceless gift of a smile, better health, and a renewed hope. All donations are tax deductible, and volunteer dental professionals are needed and always appreciated. Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Then contact Sky Blue Web Design. A website not only gives your business credibility, but it also gives the impression that your company is on to bigger and better things. If you want to be successful, get a website, and the only way to do that is contact Sky Blue Web Design. It has logo design, social media optimization, and also search engine optimization. Contact Jim Scala and mention this ad, and you receive an additional 25% off the already reasonable prices. Sky Blue Web Design. Remember, if you want that 25% discount, call Jim at 727-232-4401 or www.skybluewebdesign.com, because the sky is the limit.
Hello, this is Lou Dieter from ArmorTech Windows and Doors. Sitting with a happy customer, Bobby Taylor. Bobby, why did you choose ArmorTech?
Well, if you ask my wife, it's because they're gorgeous and she had a lot to choose from. You ask me, it's because my home's better protected and I save a nice chunk off my power bill.
That's exactly true, ladies and gentlemen. They are beautiful and they are efficient. That's ArmorTech Windows and Doors, 727-447-3789. Ask for Lou. We are Florida's window and door professionals, and we use no subcontractors.
Don't turn it off now. You need this stuff. Tampa Bay's
Tan Talk Sports Network.
We want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
Welcome back to the evolution of Sports Talk Radio on Saturday afternoons from 3 to 6 on the Tan Talk Sports Network. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blick, along with Sean, the Sports Don. And I'm ready. Are you ready? Are you ready to talk about Buccaneer training camp?
Bro, I'm ready, bro.
Come on, man.
I figured it was going to be all Bucs all 3 hours today. What's going on?
We may have to do that. 727-441-3000 or 866-826-1340.
The Rays are who we thought they were.
If you're listening online, TanTalkNetwork.com, TanTalk1340.com. And of course, if you got one of those handy dandy smartphones, make sure you download the TuneIn Radio app with the Tan Talk Radio Network to hear this show, along with all the fine shows on this radio station, will be out there tomorrow representing the Sports Web, representing Bucs Report, representing all those people.
You will be out there tomorrow?
Absolutely. I will be out there tomorrow checking in, and I think this guy right here is going to be my new co-host on post. Maybe some pre-shows. We'll see more post-shows.
Hey, if anybody got to take my spot, it got to be Leo Haggerty.
Here we go.
My eye in the sky.
Former Coach Scout and now media member of Night Sports Productions, Leo Haggerty. Welcome to the Sports Web. Tell us what's going on out there at Buccaneer Training Camp, buddy. How you doing?
Guys, it was so hot today, I felt like an Uber driver with no AC in Arizona.
Or Uber driver with Jameis in the car? I'm sorry. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right.
How long did that take?
That's not right.
Boy, you really did it today, didn't you, Sean?
Right. That's not right.
All right.
Hey, Sean, you went a little higher on the T next time, or was that right where you wanted to hit?
I'm telling you, brother. Thank you for setting me up, brother.
All right, let's.
I hate to keep coming on with bad news, but now former pro golfer Bruce Litsky passed away.
Wow.
I mean, we're getting old, fellas, because all the guys we watched when we were growing up, they're passing away. So condolences to his family, and let's hope we stop doing this, okay?
Yeah, let's absolutely do that. Let's bring some joy to the airwaves here. Unfortunately, though, we're going to start with a Debbie Downer. Jameis Winston finally speaks to media, and here's his comments. I'm very disappointed. I know a lot of fans are upset with me, but at the end of the day, the league made a decision, and I have to put this behind me and grow and learn from it. You know, it's very disappointing. He basically says in so many words, he's disappointed. He has to earn the fans' trust. And then what you hear around the Tampa Bay area is that he wasn't happy enough. I'm shaking my head at this and saying, here's a franchise quarterback. Here's a competitor, and I get it. He put himself in the situation, so he has to pay the piper. But he's not going to come out there. He's going to be defiant. He's going to be upset about it because he knows that he cost this team. Go ahead and talk about Winston's, the criticism by the Tampa Bay area, and also
Let's make sure we say that.
Yes, and also his comments. I mean, I think he handled it very well.
I think he did too, and here's why, guys. There's a litigation still out there with him. So I got a feeling his lawyer got and said, look, you can't admit everything that happened. You just need to apologize. Leave it at that. Because let's be honest. If we believe everything that we heard, this guy was so inebriated. There's our SAT word of the day already.
Thank you, sir.
That he didn't have a clue what went on. So it wasn't his word against her word. It was just her word because that's it. And again, I'm going to go back to this. If I'm drunk and you two guys are my friends and you put me in an Uber in the front seat with a pretty good-looking woman, you're not my friend.
But you know what? Hey, Leo, here's the funny thing. She might not have been all that good looking, but when you got them beer goggles, everybody looks like Scarlett Johansson. Everybody looks like Scarlett Johansson. I'm trying to tell you, when you got them beer goggles, everybody is Scarlett Jo.
Absolutely. And you know what? If that's my friends, I need to find some different people.
But you know what? I've heard that argument, and I've defended Jameis, and I will because I think he still should be our quarterback. But I'll always say this, Leo: you can't put yourself in that position, and he cannot get that drunk, and to have someone else to look out for him, he has to be able to say, you know what? I'm getting an Uber because I need the Uber, and I know that I'm getting in the back seat and I'm going home. I need no more. I need to go home, drink some water, and go to sleep. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I get it. The friend should do a better job, but at the end of the day, if I get a DUI, it's not my friend's fault because they let me get in the car and drive.
Sean, you're 100% right on this, and I'm hoping that Winston Belichick's this the rest of the way.
He should.
And here's what I mean. When the media asks again, okay, I've talked about it. We're moving forward. I'm concentrating on 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's an issue that should be done. Now, I'll tell you what, guys, if this happened 2 months ago,
right,
it's a problem.
It's a big problem, big time problem. Big
only
time.
darn near 2.5 years ago.
Right.
So I get it that, he's cleaned up his act since then. Let's hope this is the last time, because like I wrote in Sports Mag, you got 2 strikes there, number 3. The third one, I don't care how good you are, you're out.
So wait a minute. How do you've given him 2 strikes? What's the first one for me or for you, Leo?
I'm giving him the Florida State.
Yeah, I mean, even though he wasn't convicted of that, he still went to the principal's office. He still talked to Roger Goodell. And look, whether he did it or not, it doesn't matter to the NFL.
I'm in the NFL.
That's what it's all
Sean,
about.
The only reason I'm giving him strike 1 there is, as Peter said, they called him in and probably said, "Look, pal."
Well, he went there. They didn't call him. He went there on his own accord.
No, that's what you think.
Yeah, you don't go to.
Listen, let me say something. Well, I will say this then. If the NFL called him in, he's the only player in NFL history who had off the field issues in college where the NFL called him in to talk to him. I don't think there are a lot of players that have had off the field issues in college that the NFL has not called in to say, "Let me talk to you before you get to the NFL."
I think Terrell Pryor got called in.
Come on, man. Come on.
I have to disagree with you.
Come on.
Remember, 3 or 4 years ago, there was an issue with a quarterback at Ohio State who was
Terrell Pryor.
taking money, and the NFL said, if you get suspended in college, we will honor that.
Well, that was, but see, that was a totally different situation there because he was getting suspended and he was going to skip college to come to the NFL, and they were saying, hey, we're going to be on the same token on this, or be on the same line on this.
Absolutely.
Right,
you
but
know what, Ohio State may need to become Last Chance U.
You know what? That's a great series. By the way, I'm watching season 3. I'm on episode 3. Y'all need. I don't know if you guys watch it, Last Chance U.
Who?
The fans out there on Netflix, you need to watch that. That's a great.
What is that?
Oh man, you just got to watch it. I mean, I don't.
Okay, I gotta watch it.
You gotta watch.
Okay.
Yeah, start from season 1.
Required watching.
Oh yes.
All right, let's talk about Dirk Cutter and his comments. He's disappointed that Jameis put himself in that position. He put his team in that position. At this point, we have to move on. Now, those comments are telling, but I think the most telling comments are when he was asked about after week 3, he would not make a commitment to Winston. Are you surprised by Cutter?
Absolutely not, because let's be honest. He could be on his 3rd quarterback by then. What's the worst thing to happen to Tampa Bay right now? Fitzpatrick to go down in training.
Don't say that. Knock on wood when you say that, Leo. Come on.
You know what, guys? We sat there, and Ira Kaufman and Roy Cummings and I, and we just sat there and said, okay, what are the scenarios? Okay, he goes 3-0. Chances of that are slim and none, and Slim lives in Amarillo. Okay, fine. Can he go 2-1? Yeah. Is it the right 2-1? And I'm talking about New Orleans and Philadelphia. You lose to Pittsburgh, that's on the other side. I think now you still stay with Fitzpatrick. The problem they have, and this is a big problem, if they go out of the gate 0-3, and Winston comes in, and remember, he can't even get near the facility.
I know.
And, we kind of joked about this, that, the wide receivers they cut, I'd pay him to go stay with Winston for 2-3 weeks just so he's got somebody to throw the football to. And, I don't know if that's legal or illegal, but, I'd find out. But the worst thing is for the Bucs to go 0-3, Winston to come out and not play well, then to end up 6-10, 7-9, and Tennessee to go deep to the playoffs, because now you're going, we could have had Mariota.
Yeah.
And that's really the worst case scenario right there.
And that's going to be the overwhelming talk when we're speaking with our Buccaneer insider, Mr. Leo Haggerty, former coach, scout, and now media member of Night Sports Productions. I know you're going to be out there tomorrow. I think we're going to do some Facebook Live, some from Bucs Report for the for what's going on in training camp. I'm excited to do that with you whenever we get up.
Do me a favor.
Yes.
Contact Brooke and let her know that you want to use one of the media rooms afterwards, and we can do a podcast right in there, and it's perfect.
Well, I was actually thinking about doing it out there, outside. I mean, I know they have Wi-Fi.
Man,
So
he just told you it was hot out there.
well, you know what? You live in Florida. You got to deal with the conditions. Now, let's talk about the conditions and Ryan Fitzpatrick. How has he looked? I've heard the last couple of days here, Mike Evans taking over practice, connecting with him. Also, Fitzpatrick connecting with Deshaun Jackson. These are encouraging signs, albeit it's early in training camp, but this is what you want to see out of your starting quarterback for the first 3 weeks, right?
He threw yesterday and today a 45-plus yard touchdown pass in the air.
Nice.
You know what? That's sending a message right there that this guy. We're not talking about chopped liver here. We're talking about a guy who's got a Harvard degree, so he's got a head on his shoulders. He knows what needs to happen, and everybody's talking. Peter, you're going to see gloom and doom out there tomorrow. It's amazing how this media group has just said it ain't going to happen. But you know what? The guy knows how to play. And I reminded people, remember, Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl with Baltimore, and Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl here. Why? They depended on their defense. And, fellas, that defense, top to bottom, right now, is coming close to the 2000, 2001, 2002 Bucs.
Really?
No. Well,
wow.
It's
no, come on now. You can't throw something out there like that. You got to expound on that a little bit. Go ahead and talk about this defensive line.
Well, I tell you what. When you get out there, Peter, tomorrow, I want you to request to talk to Brinson Buckner, defensive line coach.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what. His first press conference, and I'm paraphrasing him a little bit, and I wrote in It Sports Magazine, he was the first guy I interviewed when I got there. I said, Coach, I'm paraphrasing you. You said in your first interview, we may not win every game, but if you go to the opposition's training room the next day, you're going to think we won.
Right.
I said, what does that mean? He goes, we are going to fight for every blade of grass. We are going to be physical. We are going to beat people. And I'll tell you what, his line, he's got the people. We are going to finally find out, gentlemen, how good Gerald McCoy is or isn't. Because if Vita Vea isn't starting, that means Vinny Curry and these other guys are pretty darn good. Expect to see a 6, 7, maybe 8-man defensive rotation. And I'll tell you what, I think Gerald McCoy is going to end up with double-digit sacks. But the big thing is that if you get that quarterback to throw a beat faster than he wants to, that makes your secondary a whole lot better.
And I see that they're moving JPP to tackle sometimes on passing down, so that's gonna change a lot of things. And I'm also seeing that he's not going to start based on what I'm reading because he's lined up exclusively as a 3 technique, and you're not going to take Gerald McCoy's spot right now. So if he's the backup for Gerald McCoy right now, obviously he gets to work himself up during training camp, but right now he's the backup to Gerald McCoy. So.
Well, they're going to play Bo Allen. It looks like it's going to be Bo Allen and McCoy.
Right now, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So this defensive line is going to be
a good problem to have.
A great problem to have. And
gentlemen, let me. And again, the first thing I heard was, they're going to play him at the 3. And I asked Brinson Buckner. I said, wait, who's playing the 0? And he said, and this was a telling statement. We have nobody playing the 0 technique. We're going to have 2 3-technique tackles. I said, okay, now I know what they're doing.
Wow.
Now, guys, and people who are listening, I want to get a mental picture of this. Picture a center and 2 guards. Picture 2 defensive tackles on the shoulder of each guard. 1 on the inside, 1 on the outside. You are occupying 3 people with 2 guys. Now, their 8 is playing against your 9. 1 has the ball, 7 got to block 9. That's a really key statement because you're not going to see a lot of 3-4 at all. And I'll tell you what, they may have the best group of young linebackers in the NFL.
Of course.
Bar none. When Beckwith comes back.
In a couple of weeks, I'm reading, right?
I'll tell you what, that's a heck of a group of people right there. So, again, I asked Keith Tandy today, I said, your best friend is a pass rush, correct? He said, oh, yeah, and we got guys up there who are now Pro Bowl and Super Bowl experienced. The 2 guys from the Eagles coming in, and you got JPP. And I'll tell you what, JPP is a big human being. You put him at tackle.
Next to McCoy.
that's who are you going to double? I mean, that's my thing right now.
This is
Warren
why.
Sapp, when did Warren Sapp really make that jump to All-Pro Hall of Fame? When Simeon Rice came in then?
I don't know.
Hold on now.
Okay,
Hold on now.
let me let you finish.
Now, he was a great player then, but as soon as Simeon came in, you couldn't double team Sapp anymore. Now Warren Sapp.
You're right, but you got to remember he was a defensive player of the year before Simeon got here. Now let's
and you know what,
remember that.
Sean, you're exactly right. There hasn't been, I don't think, and guys, you may want to look this up
Okay.
later and let the people know. I don't think I can remember a defensive tackle getting double-digit sacks 2 years in a row, except Warren Sapp at 99 and 200.
Yeah, that's the only thing I remember that.
Yeah. I mean, and then, like
I
you
don't
said,
remember another defensive tackle. It's unheard of.
Yeah,
that's why Sapp is one of the greatest.
And he was an all-defensive all-decade
Right.
player. For 2 decades. So that's crazy. I want to go back to something, though, Spider, you said when you brought up that statement about Dirk Cutter, and I want you to jump into on this, Leo, where you're talking about Jameis Winston week 4. Everyone says that's a telling statement that he didn't commit to it. And, me personally, I heard that same press conference, but I'm asking myself, how come no one listened to the rest of the press conference? Because they jumped on that as an indictment on Jameis.
Correct.
But they missed a statement where they were talking about leadership on this team and Dirk Cutter talking about other players stepping up. And I want to read this. He said, as we sit right now, we have other leaders on this team. We need those guys to be a little bit more vocal and be a little bit more out front, because we're going to need those guys to be out front guys for the first 3 games until things change. Now, we heard the first statement that Spider read, but no one picked up on that.
That's true.
But
he still didn't commit. But look,
he's not supposed to commit.
Right.
But what I mean, when he didn't commit, everyone was making it as an indictment on Jim. And he's not supposed to commit when you're talking about the first practice of training camp, when you're looking for game 1 and your starting quarterback is not there. How can you make a comment about week 4? But I'm saying they're not. I don't think. Like Leo said, unless Fitzpatrick goes out there and goes 3-0 and he's throwing 5 touchdowns
which is
a game.
certainly possible. And we got I'm going to read this text here, Facebook Live here, a text line. Richard says, I think the defense is going to be really good and win at least 5 games. And look, that's possible. If everything can come together with this defensive line, helping out that linebacking core, I think it makes that secondary a lot better. A lot of people discount this defensive line. Do not do it. They have probably more talent than they'd had for years now. They've got a great problem there. If it all works out, and again, if Woods and Coulds, if it all works out, I definitely think they can be that type of defense.
Leo, how concerned are the Bucs with Ronald Jones and his catching ability? Because I've been reading a lot of stuff about him dropping some passes out there that he should be catching. How concerned do you think the Bucs are? They may not be concerned, but how concerned do you think they are? And then will that limit him in terms of how much they can utilize him if he's only going to be a two down back?
Well, first things first. Does it concern them? Anytime anybody drops a pass, you get concerned, period. When it starts to become a multiple drop situation, now you got a problem. But the Bucs aren't concerned right now, because you got to understand, coming from Southern California, the modus operandi, and again, another SAT.
Oh, my goodness. You're
wow,
on fire.
he's just bringing it
you
today.
On fire, Leo.
He loves being the new Buccaneer insider.
Yeah. The modus operandi from Southern Cal was to hand it to the tailback and let him run. Now, what I do like about the kid is he carries the ball high and tight. I mean, I don't expect to see him fumble a whole lot because of the way he carries the ball. He probably was thrown the ball in college maybe 10 times total. So, yeah, he's not a catching back. But I'll tell you what, Cutter's concerned, because you got to understand, his mentality, Dirk Cutter's, is you're not a running back, you're a catching back. So you got to be able to catch the football. So that is going to be a big thing.
And saying that, it is a big thing, and it's definitely, pass protection also with rookie running backs, as we talk about it all the time. Running backs come into the league. That's one of the things that coaches look at, because, look, if you can't pass protect, you get your quarterback killed. But with that being said, he also had something interesting to say. He says it come almost every year now, and the Buccaneers haven't had a 50-yard run since 2015. This player right here in Jones can take it to the house. So I think there's more of a likelihood. Peyton Barber's good. He knows the system. I get it. And he may be better than we think. But I don't think you draft Jones in the second round to be a backup. I think he starts from day one. I really do. I think they look at it, improve the offensive line with Jensen. Of course, there's questions on the right side, and we'll get to that in a moment. But I think overall, maybe he can't catch. Hopefully he can catch on to this offense quick, but you cannot deny the big playmaking ability by Jones.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation when it comes to running back there. You got Peyton Barber, who knows the system and everything. And believe me, this is not an easy system to learn. So he's having a little bit of a problem there in terms of picking up things, which most rookies do. And, hey, look at what Chris Sims came out and said about John Gruden. So, we're talking about, things. It's not an easy thing to learn an NFL offense. It's like learning Greek when you know Latin. So it's not the easiest thing in the world. So that's why I don't think, Peter, I got to disagree with you. I don't think he's going to start from day one. I think they're going to give him a limited package, when he's in the game, what we can do, what we can't do. And that's the best thing about Fitzpatrick. He's going to be able to take care of that. He's going to be able to look around and see what's going on. And I'll tell you what, the one question I want to ask tomorrow, guys, is, the offensive coordinator or whoever sends plays into the quarterback through the helmet. I'm wondering how long the helmet on the middle linebacker stays on so they can make changes. So that's going to be one question I'm going to ask.
I think what I've heard in the past, I think it goes off at the same time.
I thought it was that too.
Yeah, I think it goes.
Which is 15 when the clock hits 15 seconds, right?
Right, unless it refers to the Patriots, of course. And we're speaking with Leo Haggerty, our Bucs insider of Night Sports Productions. What? I'm just telling the truth. No chaser, no filter. Yeah, okay, so let's talk about Vernon Hargreaves getting hurt in much of the same way that Brent Grimes got hurt. What's his status at this point? Is he going to be okay, or is this going to be a lingering thing?
It's just a cut.
Peter, that's a great question that we need to ask tomorrow.
It's just a cut, though.
So it was last year with Brent Grimes.
But it's just a cut.
And it affected Brent Grimes throughout the year, would you not say?
No, the cut didn't affect Brent Grimes. He got hurt.
He missed.
But it wasn't because of a cut. It was because of another
But he missed some
knee or something.
time in training camp, and
It's a
you
cut.
have to be a little bit worried about Vernon Hargreaves.
You don't want that cut to get infected.
Exactly.
You don't want him out there playing. So that's you bandage it up. You put your stitches. You stitch it up and everything, and let it kind of start to heal a little bit. A cut is not going to cause you to get injured down the line.
Last question here. You never know. It depends on the medical staff. I think the Bucs medical staff is probably better than a lot in the NFL, but we'll see what happens with that injury. Hopefully it's not a lingering thing. And saying that, what's the most surprising thing you've seen out of Buccaneer training camp?
The most surprising thing I've seen so far is that, and again, Peter, I may be giving away a trade secret here. The first day of practice, down just the quarterbacks were running through RPOs, run pass options.
Correct.
You know how, remember when the Eagles played the Patriots in the Super Bowl?
Right.
And they would get in the spread, and Foles would let the running back come over, and he would read the linebacker. The Bucs were doing the same thing. So I got a feeling that you're going to see a lot more spread out of this offense, and they're just going to try to hit that little 6, 7, 10-yard pass. And again, remember, when that's happening, you're looking at the linebacker. If the linebacker steps up, you pull it and throw right behind him. If he steps back, you give it to the back and let him go.
Yeah, Mariota threw 4 touchdowns against the Bucs over the day with that same stuff.
Good stuff as always, Leo. Go ahead and tell them where they can find you and read your work.
Well, I'm getting ready to post day 3. If you get a chance, go to itsportsmag.com, www.itsportsmag.com. And you know what, Peter? When we get there tomorrow, we need to talk about things and what we're going to do this season, because I'll tell you what, folks, you're going to see some really good stuff coming out of this show. Trust me.
All right, sounds good. There you go, Leo Haggerty, our new Buccaneer insider on the Sports Web on the Tan Talk Sports Network. Thanks a lot, buddy, all right?
You guys have a great weekend. Hey, Sean, get my text from Peter. I want to talk to you about some things, all right?
All right, sounds good, buddy. Sounds good. Leo Haggerty of Night Sports Productions. We're going to go to a break. News and breaks at the top of the hour, and then we'll have your second hour of the only FM sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area on Saturday afternoons from 3 to 6 on the Tan Talk Sports Network. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Sean, the Sports Dog.
And I hope that paper cut don't keep you from performing on this next hour.
Would you shut up?
A cut.
WTAN, Clearwater,
FM 106.1,
WDCF, Dade City, Tampa Bay, WZHR, Zephyr Hills,
FM 104.3.
Listen.
That number is also expected to increase. The Cranston fire in Southern California has chewed through more than 12,000 acres, and the Ferguson fire near Yosemite National Park continues out of control. The park now will be closed